Okay, masters. Welcome all of you, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods. Thank you all for joining these sessions. Thanks to our Guru, Brahmarshi Pita Mahapatraji. Thanks to our Guru, Master Tarkam Saraidorya. Thanks to all the masters, whoever is helping us with all the wisdom and all the sharing. And thanks to all of you for joining these sessions. Thank you, thank you. Let me share the screen. Okay, masters. So let us understand a bit more on karma. So masters, we were discussing about repentance. So whenever we do something wrong, we have to understand what we have done and we have to repent so that we'll be able to clear up some of karma, if not fully, and take any measures that we can overcome out of it. Any compensation, if we can take any compensative measures, we have to take all of them. So this repentance will help us to clear off lot of heavy karmas or very great amount of karmas that we create by ourselves. So second one is striving. Striving means putting our efforts to make changes within ourselves. We know there is something wrong within us. So we have to make all our efforts to change ourselves from within, not from outside. So whatever we might need to make changes for that, we should be putting all those efforts, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, at all levels. We should be able to take all those measures. It should be continuous, consistent, serious, all efforts we need to put. Because consistency is very important. It's not that we just put for our efforts just for a few days and leave it and fall back to the old patterns. It won't work out for us. So whatever we want to change within ourselves, until it becomes our nature, until it becomes our consciousness, we should put continuous efforts, conscious efforts, consistent efforts, sincere and serious efforts to make ourselves more pure, to make ourselves more beautiful, to make ourselves more joyful, to make ourselves more service-oriented, self-service, or sacrificial service, to put our efforts in a righteous way.
ఈ ఫ్రైడే నా క్యాలెండర్ లో లేదు, మీ దాంట్లో ఉందేమో మరి.
Madam,
నా దాంట్లో కనపడట్లేదు.
can you all go into mute? Thank you. Yeah. So we have to take these steps within ourselves, masters. So it is not that somebody else will help us with these things. Even if somebody suggests us what we have to do, it is our own effort, our own intention that helps us to bring change in our lives. So it should be from our inner. That intention has to come from within ourselves. Okay, enough is enough. It is time for me to change. It is time for me to evolve. It is time for me to awake. Unless otherwise it comes from within, we will not be able to sustain that change. We will not be able to become that change. So we understood that karma is doing something so far, right? And we think that karma gives us some kind of actions, means reactions. Whatever we give back, whatever we give into the universe, it will give back to us. So on what basis karma works? So there are many factors involved. So the conditions or circumstances under which we have taken that action. So what are the circumstances that influenced us to take that action? Ignorance of an action. So are we taking actions properly, or are we ignoring anything? Forcible actions. So whatever the actions we are taking, are they self-interested, are self-oriented? Are they being forced upon us? Are under pressure? Under certain circumstances, are we forced to do certain karmas, certain actions? Unwillingly. And certain actions we have taken, what is the possibility of avoiding that action? And past blind forces urging us to take that action. Suppose we are doing something very wrong and we habituated to it and it becomes our addiction. So once we are addicted, we will be driven into those activities automatically because we become unconscious. It's not about becoming unconscious. We'll lose control over upon ourselves. So those forces will draw us to those actions. Like people who drink so much, they will not be able to live without drinking because it became their addiction. Drug addictions, like so many things. And misunderstanding of the results of the action. We don't have a righteous knowledge, righteous understanding. So whenever any particular action is happening within our life, any particular incident is happening, we misunderstand it. And unconscious actions, any unconscious actions we are taking, and a repetition of our mistakes or our actions. So any action that we continuously repeat, though we know it is wrong or right. Sometimes knowingly we do, sometimes unknowingly we do. So at what level a person is doing that action? A person is taking that action, doing that karma. What is his state? What is his level of understanding? What is his ability to understand? What is his ability to accept? At what spiritual level he is? So all these factors being considered when we are doing a karma. So that's why karma doesn't work the same way to each and every person at each and every place. It varies. Person to person, situation to situation, era to era, area to area, geography to geography. It varies time to time. So we all need to understand these things about karma. So karma doesn't work the same way that we think. So all these factors will be applied on each and every level, master, every plane. We know that we have a physical plane, emotional plane, mental plane, right? So whatever the actions we are taking, Some we do with physical body, some we do with emotional body, some we do with mental body. Sometimes we do with all three. So whatever the plane, by under the influence of whatever the plane we are doing these actions. So at all levels, these will be considered. Unlike in our physical plane. So if you see things that are happening in the physical plane, we just see things that has been done by the respective people, respective persons. He has done this, he has done that. But we don't consider under what influence it was done, or what is the level of maturity, or what is his level of education. All these things will not consider. So that's why there is a complete different picture actually. The way karma works, completely different. We will not be able to understand it with our naked eye. We think that it is not right, it is not correct. So we need to have that bigger picture, the body view. Only with the body view we will be able to see exactly what was happening. By looking at that particular incident, we cannot simply say this is what happened. So we need to develop our senses. We need to evolve physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Only then we'll be able to have that bigger picture. We'll be able to see that bigger picture. We need to grow to that level, a state of a yogi. So a yogi can understand every person, but we cannot understand a yogi. Because his level of consciousness is completely at next level, at different level. We cannot even think of that. We can't even imagine also. They work with higher consciousnesses, higher masters, higher world, divine people. And many of the times, we have to take some of the actions in our lives forcibly, right? So many of us definitely will come across these kind of situations. We are not interested to do in that way. We don't want to take those kind of actions, but still, because of the situation, because of the force, because of the family situation, instances, we may have to take up some things in our lives. Suppose there is a family emergency. You are actually planned to do some higher education, higher studies, but all of a sudden there is some family emergency, and now it is time for you to take up the responsibility of the family. So you have to drop your future ambitions, and you should be taking care of your family now. So sometimes there will be emergency in the nation. There is a shortage of army, navy, or air force. Then what they will do, what the governments will do, they will force each and every young persons to train them and to get in them into the battlefield. It is an emergency to save the nation, to save their country. So you are not willing to do that. You are not willing to go into the army, but still you are forced to do that. So all these forcible things, whatever are there, karma considers all of those things as well. Under what influence, under what circumstances you are forced to do those kind of actions, those kind of karma. So karma, so Master has put it in a beautiful way. Karma does not work on the principle of justice, but on the principle of righteousness. You have the self-interest, you have the responsibility. So which one you are going to choose makes a lot of difference. You can leave your love, you can leave your interest, you can leave your goal, but you cannot leave your responsibilities. So as a person, we'll be having self-responsibility, family responsibility, social responsibility, and a nation's responsibility. So we should know which is more important than anything else. So we need to understand those things. So masters, if anyone is coming across these kind of situations, so we have to realize, we have to understand. We may be thinking that if I have done that thing, probably my life was completely different. I might have been in a better position, and my life would have been better. My life would have been much more joyful, much more happier. But if you have chosen that thing by leaving your responsibility, that will add more karma to you, actually speaking. Because love has so many meanings here. So we need to understand so many things in our lives. Yeah. And there must be times when we go through our karma, we may encounter so many troubles in our life, so much disturbances, so much pain we may go through, so much suffering. Because we might have done our karma, our past actions, either with our physical mind, our physical body, or our mental body, or our emotional body. So whatever the plane we are doing our action, it will be given back to us appropriately. Sometimes if you have done by using all these three, most probably they will try to see we can get one by one. Because getting all the three together is like putting yourself in that fire only. Okay, it will burn you down completely. So masters, the karma masters, make sure that you are not getting overloaded at the same time. Okay, so everything will not be given together at the same time. But if it is inevitable, if it is unavoidable, then definitely a particular person will be bombarded from all the three planes. So he'll be affected physically, mentally, emotionally also. So if you're getting affected either in one plane itself, we'll suffer a lot. So you can imagine if we are getting affected in all the three planes, like we are getting surrounded by all the enemies in all the corners, all around us. So it is like burning ourselves completely. We feel like we are in the fire, in the middle of fire. So that will be so much heavy. Okay, we will not be able to deal with it. So it will definitely burn us. But those are the times, trust me, master, those are the times that help us to cleanse ourselves. We just have to surrender in those times. It's like a storm. It's like a floods that are happening. So what will happen? You can't just go and stand in the storm, right? It will take you away. So you will take some shelter somewhere and you will hold on to something so that storm will pass by. You don't try to go and face it. You don't try to fight with storm. You don't try to fight with the flood, right? So we will wait until that particular moments pass by. After that, we'll take what are the measurement, what are the damages that has happened. We'll try to uh, repair those things to bring to normal state again, isn't it? Similarly, whenever we are coming across those kind of storms within our personal life, physically, mentally, emotionally, we should hold on to ourselves. We should hold on to our soul. We should hold on to the experiences, surrender to them, accept them, allow them to happen to you. Let them bring whatever that has to come out. You want to cry, cry. You want to weep, weep. You want to shout, shout. Not on others, shout at yourself. Because it's you who has done that much to the others. Now it is coming back to you. You have to pay back. So those are all actually a great experiences that would be given to us. But what happens, most of us, we reject those experiences. We don't want to deal with those experiences. We don't want to understand those experiences. And we take it in a wrong sense. We take it in a wrong perception. And we treat life as very harsh, and we treat people very harsh. We'll come to an opinion, come to an understanding that life is very hard. People are very hard. I should not be so much kind, so much loving person. So because I am loving person, or because I'm doing all this, I have done so much good to people, but still I'm getting against me. So much suffering, so much pain, so much damage. So why should I do something good for others if I'm not getting anything back? If I'm getting all the wrong things in my life, if I'm going through so much suffering, so much struggle, why should I care about others? So they become very hearts. Their hearts become very hard, and they become like a stone. And from then onward, they live life in a different way, completely much worse than what they were before. But those are the moments actually given to us to have a look within ourselves. Because life happens to us the way we are, not the way we want it, not the way we expect it. So, this one thing we need to understand, and then we have to accept things that are happening. We have to allow the life that is happening. We have to surrender to those moments. Of course, it is a low time. So we should keep ourselves low in those times. We have to go through that process. So when we allow that happen to us, when we allow that process happen to us, when we surrender, when we come to a silent state, then those experiences speak to us. Again, for that, we need to start doing our sadhana as well. It's not that just by simply not doing anything and you are just simply sitting idly without doing anything, and you are not doing any spiritual practices, your sadhana, we are not putting your effort to raise your energy. Because when you are getting affected, you are already in low. Karma hits us back only when we are in the lowest state, master. That is one more thing we need to understand. When we are at the highest state, karma cannot hit us because it will not affect us. We don't feel it. We don't be able to realize it. It doesn't have any purpose. So most of the times karma will come to us when we are weak. That is what the ripening moment. Okay. Karma waits for the right time. Ripening time. Whatever the karma we gave, it will come back to us at the right time. So people will say when. So it waits for the right time. So that is the right time. He will put efforts to make changes within himself, within themselves. So the way karma works is completely different, masters. We will not be able to understand that easily. So whenever something is happening in our lives, it is happening because we are like that. We are that. Because we are that, it is giving us back to us what we are actually. This is the very a great spiritual meaning behind our lives actually. But this was never told to us. This was never taught to us. They removed the spiritual education from the education completely, so that we become completely dormant, we become completely ignorant, we become completely unaware. So it is our responsibility to make ourselves aware again, uh, to make changes within ourselves, to understand life in a better way. So these are all beautiful experiences actually that will help us to go inside, to start our inner journey. So far we were living only the life in the outer way. We are just looking at the outer world and living it with the influence of the outer world. Oh, people liking by wearing these kind of clothes, these kind of glasses, this kind of hairstyle. Okay, people are loving because if they do some jobs which are having high payments, people respect me because if I do something, if I'm in a great position in a particular company. So we are all living in that sense of outer world only. Okay, how people treat me, but how we are treating ourselves. We don't care about how we are living our lives. What are our inner virtues? What are the principles we are having? What kind of life we are living? So, Master, these are all very, very important things. So, by looking at our environment, the nature around us, we'll be able to learn many, many things if we just pay very close attention to those things. So, all the storms, all the calamities, all the natural calamities that were happening, they're all teaching us something actually. So, they are not just happening by chance. They have a very bigger purpose behind it. Why that kind of calamity is happening at a particular time at a particular place. So, masters, it is very important. Whatever is happening in our lives, it is happening because we are that way only. So, if you don't like the experience, it is you are not liking. So, you have to change yourself if you want a better experience. If you want a greater experience, if you want a healthier experience, joyful experience, happy experiences, you have to change yourself to be happy, to be joyful, to be grateful, to be miraculous from within. Only then everything changes. Unless otherwise the inner changes, the outer never change. It keeps repeating the same way, one or the other way. So these are all very important things. These are all the greater turbulences that we encounter in our lives, are the greater experiences that are there to transform us, to give a chance, to give an opportunity to transform ourselves, to be a better person, to be a better being. Because all my experiences I have gone through, they really helped me to transform actually. So with all my experience only, I was able to tell these things, but I'm able to relate those things. So Master, it is very important, okay? Whenever any person is going through these kind of turbulences, this kind of suffering, depression, allow them to go through that process. In this physical world, we are used to be there with that person and just say something to console that person. You can be there with him, with that person, but don't try to convey anything, because the consoling words that you are trying to tell will bring more hurt actually. Because again, they cling to those consoling things, consoling statements that we are giving. Because we are clinging onto so many things in our lives without knowing or knowingly. We don't want to let them go. So it is the time for them to let those things go. We all have to learn that process of letting go. So this cleansing is nothing but letting go only, Masters. This purification, cleansing, whatever you name it, these are all to let go things that we are holding on to within ourselves. So this is very, very humble request from myself as well. If you come across any such kind of your friends, family, or anyone, let them go through the process. Be with them, but don't say anything. Because one has to go through their own process, their own healing. Okay, Masters. Yeah, we'll pause the discussion here. Thank you all. Yes, Masters. You can ask any clarifications or anything you want to share. Yeah, Maithili madam, please. Sorry, actually the other day you have raised the hand, but later I thought of coming to you, but by the time you actually dropped
No,
off.
that's okay. It was just, there were a lot of discussions still going on. So and then I lowered the hand. I thought it was getting long. Anyway, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Very good session again, Master. Just a couple of clarification. The last thing you said about if somebody is struggling, going through their, karmic effect or whatever, just be with them, but don't console them or don't advise them or anything like that. But we can actually tell them, says go or show them the path of the spirituality, isn't it? Do meditation and things like that. Is that okay to tell them that?
If they are ready to listen, yes.
Okay, but it's okay for us to tell them at least once or twice, maybe, and then if they want to take it up, they can do it.
Once or twice, yes, definitely you can do.
Not like forcing them. Not like forcing them. Yeah, okay. Because if we force them, then we will end up getting the karma.
We should not tell them the consoling words, means to make him calm down, to speak in favor of him in more precisely, if I have to tell, if that particular person is going through some pain,
Yeah.
don't try to convey something that is in favor of him, though it might be the wrong actions taken by him also. But if you are still trying to say that you have
don't
done a very
worry.
good job,
So you shouldn't say, don't worry. These things happen.
that person should not have done this to you. You are a good person. So all these kind of things will add or will delay his purification process.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We are not the ones who tell whether we have done the right thing or wrong thing. That he has to go through the
He
process
has
and
to work it out
understand what he
himself.
has done wrong.
Yeah. So that person has to work it out themselves. So give them the space for them to go through.
So what we can tell them is we can show them the path of our sadhana, which will help you.
Yeah.
Like meditation, reading books. So
Yes.
these two you can tell them.
You can tell them that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but not anything related to the physical world, like consoling things. Just to calm down them, you can just tell anything that is in favor of the person.
So, say, for example, if they've done something wrong or gone the wrong way or something, is it okay to ask them why, what made them do that, and let them speak up and all that? Is that okay or not okay?
Yeah, if they are willing to, yes.
Then it's okay. They're willing to, they're okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because unless otherwise the one person is ready to tell exactly what they have done truthfully, then they will be able to open up. But if they are not ready, if they are going through so much inside, though they wanted to tell, but they are not able to, then they can't.
Just leave them alone. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Even if you tell so many things like spiritual aspect which will help them, they will not be in a position to listen also. They will not be able to understand.
Yeah.
Because already they are going through so much inner battle, which will not allow them to listen to it or accept it. Make much more difficult for them situations.
Okay.
So instead, leave them. Whenever they calm down, automatically they come to a state. Okay, let me try to reach out the person and see what he suggests.
Okay.
Something like that. So whenever they are ready, we should be able to tell them.
Okay. And one other thing you mentioned earlier today was when a person, the karma will come and hit you when you're low, you said. So when you're low, so what do you mean by low? You mean you are spiritually low, like the vibrationally you are low? Is that what you mean?
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Like, if you are like in our Mooladharam chakra, if you're stuck in our Mooladharam,
Okay.
Something like that?
No. What I meant is, suppose there is a situation where you need to pay. Suppose some of your family member only went through some accident, and you immediately have to admit him in a hospital and get treatment and all. If you have enough money, you will definitely able to do that immediately.
Yes.
But if you don't have enough money, but during that time, if it happened, you have to go through this.
Okay.
So it's not that you are physically good enough.
Yes.
And spiritually also, you may not be that much level, but you will be okay with whatever you are going through in your life. But you don't have the financial stability that needed for that particular situation.
Okay.
Then karma says how you react to it, how you deal with it.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you are able to deal with it properly, and if you are able to relate why things are happening, and if you are able to take precautionary measures or any compensating measures, you'll be able to come out of it quickly by following all the spiritual routine. But if we are taking it in a wrong sense, and that will cause much more damage, and that's when we start falling actually.
Okay.
Just one example I was from basically. So that's what. Because from my experiences, I am telling all this, but I'm not saying it is 100%. Okay.
Basically, what you're saying is the more learning will be when you are actually when it hurts you. In other words, that situation has to hurt you. From the hurt and the pain, you learn the lesson. So when you are not going to be hurt, like you say, when you have lots of money, if a medical emergency arises, you're just going to pay the money and handle it. So there's no learning there. But when you don't have money, if the medical emergency comes, that's when you learn. Okay, so that's what you mean by when you're low, the karma will play for you to get the maximum lesson. Okay.
So does this mean just like when your lack of sources, any kind of sources, either
exactly. That is also another aspect. Yes.
so whether it's like lack of your
Shraddha madam, right? 1 minute.
just like because I'm lying down, Guruji, because I can't sit down.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Because I hurt my back, so I can't sit down.
Okay, no problem.
So sources can be either lack of good friends, good relationship you can talk, or source of money, as I just said, any kind of sources. When we lack of that, then I just said this karma will hurt. Then we looking for help. How we can do it? How we need to sort it out, and then we have to find our own way.
Exactly.
So thank you.
Thank you, Master.
So sometimes we have to go through it. We cannot go into hospital and admit and get treatment also, but we still have to go through that particular pain. So it may not be to the other person, it may be yourself as well.
Yeah, because I've been yesterday.
Okay.
That's why I'm in bed.
Yeah. Thank you.
You will recover soon, don't worry, madam. Thank you very much for joining even in this state.
But I was asking, can I still do meditation while lying down? Because I was unable to sit. I wasn't sure.
Exactly. You can do lying down also. Why we tell that sit in a comfortable position? If you are able to do by sitting, yes, you are you are allowed to do, and you are expected to do in sitting position. But if your health is not supporting, if your body is not supporting, then you can lie down and do as well.
Okay, thank you.
It's not that mandatory we have to do it in a sitting position or keep our spine straight, all these things.
That's the reason.
What matters most is how much we are able to observe our breath, and we are able to silence our mind.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the main agenda basically.
I'm lucky my head is okay, but my back is just giving so much pain. So, and I had a fracture as well in the back. So
Fine. Hope you
hopefully able to, with your blessing, hopefully we recover quick.
definitely all the masters will definitely help you. Thank you very much, madam. Okay, masters, anyone else have anything?
One thing, another thing I had, like, this is our own family experience about karma. It was so when the karma done by one, and but your entire family affected by that. If it's in the family or your family circle, does it mean that karma done all together of us? They were involved with that as well?
Yeah, maybe, yes, because we will be having group karma also.
Yeah.
So we all together will take that as well. That's why when we come into a family, all the family members have a group karma actually.
Okay.
So that's why they all came into together as a family.
Yes.
So they'll sort out their karmas through different phases, through different experiences.
Yes. Thank you. That's another one, family experience. This is the one, like, when you realize why this, when you try to concentrate to find out why this thing happened to me, why then you come some kind of realizations, and then I can explain to you just in a few words.
Yeah, sure.
Like we were non-vegetarian before, about 25 years ago, non-vegetarian.
Yeah.
All of
Even I was non-vegetarian until 2010.
Yes, yeah. And then suddenly, cutting long story short, my husband fell ill. through his bad back. He was having pain back, the
Okay.
pain in his back. Slowly, he become paralyzed. He had
Okay.
a spinal tuberculosis, and mine was thinking he was such a good person, not thinking non-veg is not good, you know. And so I was, because we become vegetarian and gone to spiritual side more than before. So I was thinking, why this happening? Why this happening? This person never hurt anyone, but the biggest hurt he didn't do himself. So when we used to eat lamb's leg more than anything else. What happened? My husband lost his legs.
Oh,
That was that was my, and that we were eating. He was cooking for us. So we were involved in that karma, suffering with him.
yeah.
So you know, uh, what I want to say, just karma. If we sit and realize, definitely it's our own thing. It's not nobody else. But as you said, it can be group as well. And so my husband recovered with the grace of God after 15 years.
Okay.
15 years
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
recovered. He had second life. He was 1 year in the hospital lying flat on his bed.
Oh.
Exactly 12 months. 12 months. And then he was bedridden. When he had surgery, doctor said, we done whatever we could do it. He will not be able to walk. And for some reason, some kind of force in me, I said to the doctor name was, I still remember, Mr. Dardis. I said, Mr. Dardis, you talking about sitting, he will walk one day. And that surgeon moved three steps behind. He said, your wife is very strong. And same time sound come in my mind, you don't know, it's not me strong, somebody else talking behind me, some other forces behind me, they're giving me this faith to say it. Who am I to say that? But then my husband did walk after 15 years.
Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful sharing, madam. Actually,
No, sorry,
that's our soul strength. Actually, the soul strength. Your soul knows exactly what it is.
uh,
I
so
spoke through you.
sorry,
I
he
just
lived 15 years for the after that, but he come out from the bed after 8 years.
Oh.
He
Okay.
started walking, everything, traveling with us, everything. But that was a new life. We all had a new life.
Exactly. Karma helps us to take rebirth. Actually,
I realize, yes.
thank
Amazing,
you very much for sharing.
amazing karma.
Same I was saying today.
I just want one clarification, Master. We said about group karma, like a family karma, like something happens and then the whole family members go through. It may be like one person suffering, but affecting everybody.
Yes.
So in such case, so all of the family members, if they all go into spirituality or doing something like that, then they will come out. If one person does, it's not going to help the others, is it? For example, if one
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
so one person.
It's not that straightforward to understand, madam.
Mm,
It doesn't matter whether all of your family members are doing or not, as long as you are aware that spiritual sadhana is very important. Even at least one person knows it,
mhm.
they should continue that, so that over a period of time it helps their family members to realize that thing and they start on their own. Actually,
Okay.
when my mother started doing meditation, I was aware she started doing, but I never did that meditation. Okay.
Mhm.
But after, when my mother vacated the body, that is when I decided,
Okay.
because I took it personally. My mother has showed me the way, this is the way to live life,
Mm.
to do meditation. So with meditation only, she gave up her life, and that has gave me some inner message. Actually, okay, it's not that something my mother conveyed me, but that actually had influenced me, that has an effect on me.
Mhm.
Her blessings are there on me,
So
which
what
helped
is
me to come into meditation, and I stopped non-vegetarian also from that moment itself.
okay? So what you're
And
saying is,
my
in
sister again was just
mm,
a minute. My sister never did meditation as well. She started doing meditation after 6-7 years.
Okay. Mm.
So, what are the effects of one person in the family? Usually, this is how we all take a bonding, karma bonding masters. It's not that every person will be coming into the spiritual practices, but one person will start with that particular spiritual practices. Over a period of time, every family member will come to that spiritual practices, one or the other way.
Mhm. So that's how like when when there is a group karma, and everybody has to go through that karma, isn't it? Everybody, all the group members have to go through the pain, and if one goes into spirituality, I'm saying that one person will remove themselves from the karma. Then is that right, or what about the others? Then that's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
When it comes to a group karma, it's
Yeah.
not that one person has to bear the karma of all others. It is that they all together has to sort out that group karma.
That's what I meant. Yeah. So all of them has to sort out their group karma. They have to.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
For that, at least this one person, whoever is already in the spiritual practices, they should continue so that
they should continue
that will affect, that will help the other persons to come to the spiritual practices. In that way, they clear their karma.
their karma. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
We are all in the, it applicable everywhere, masters.
Mhm.
In a particular society, we see so many people, right? So they are all actually
Connected.
group karma only,
Mm.
societal group karma.
Yeah.
Whereas the nation, if you see all the people who are is within the particular nation, they all work for the nation also. They have the responsibility of their nation as well. So there are many levels actually to understand here. Yeah.
In our family,
Thank you.
my eldest daughter gone to the spiritual path. She was only 10 when she
Okay.
turned vegetarian herself, and
Wonderful.
slowly, and we used to laugh at her. And he said, "What you doing? What you doing? You're very spiritual, this and that." She said,
Yeah.
"The day will come, you will regret." Thi- This, this was her wording. Even when she gone to uni, she turned she showed the path to fewer friends as well. They turned vegetarian in university. When she came home, she said, "Mom, the day will come," because I used to tell her, I said, "Nobody can make me vegetarian." I used to say that, but she said, "Mom, day will come."
Yeah.
So what happened? I can tell you my story. How did I turn vegetarian? I was once in temple. This is the one special day, Ekadashi. I don't know, Agyadashi saw that. We do fasting. And the prasadam come in my plate. My plate was overloaded. Overloaded. They keep bringing. And I said, it is a fasting stuff. It's not normal. They said, yes, fasting. And then my soul was telling me, the Prabhupada said, have you got enough enough in your plate to eat? So I just ignored. I said, no, this is nothing. Second time thought came again. Have you got enough in your plate to eat? And then still ignored. Then third said, why do you eat dead bodies? This is my soul voice. Why
Yeah.
do you eat dead body? Then I just like shook my head. I said, what's happening? What's happening to me? So I came home, tell my husband. I said, look, I'm not going to eat meat anymore, but if you want, I will cook for you, just to keep the family. Yeah. He said, are you mad? If you're not eating, I'm not going to eat either. So
Wow.
in one day, I was challenging everyone. This was special mercy on me. I would say thank you to all the association where I'm going. It's good companies. So this was my non-vegetarian turning well, and now we hate it.
Thank you very much for sharing this wonderful message, madam. Wonderful.
It's amazing how our children turn us into spiritual level. My daughter is same as well,
Oh wow.
She's been in meditation for nearly 30 years now. She's
Yeah.
into Vipassana. So
Wow.
she's a strictly vegetarian. Anything, we eat, she'll make sure there is nothing in it.
That's lovely,
So
isn't
our
it?
children take us into spiritual
Yeah, just
level as
our
well.
children showed the way to us, not we did to them.
That's
So
true.
we are in ISKCON, and she is a lovely preacher and everything. She's wonderful. They're doing it. My son-in-law and daughters, everyone. So
Yeah.
Thank you so much listening to somebody else.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you for sharing as well yourself, and thank you. Yes.
Yeah, we have to share
Whereas-
our things.
Thank you for sharing wonderful messages, wonderful experiences.
Yeah, thank you, Master. Thank you
Thank
so
you all,
much.
masters, for joining. And yeah,
Shubhratri.
good night, all of you. Shubharatri.
Shubhratri.
Shivratri.
We'll
See
catch
you
up.
tomorrow. See ya.
Good night.
See you all tomorrow.